What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. As you guys could see on the title, or by the title, I'm going to be doing another psychology rant. Now, I just want to put it out there. I really don't mean to bash you guys. I really don't mean to make fun of you if you are struggling with this. I really don't mean to tell you off. All I'm doing right here is essentially putting these mistakes out there, right? Just so you guys could be aware and being able to provide a solution. That way I could save you guys time, right? So like, for example, if you're a beginner, the stuff that I'm going to talk in here, these could really shorten the amount of time that it could take you to passive funded, right? It could save you a lot of mental stress, a lot of emotional stress. Emotional stress and mental stress you're always going to have, but this will completely revolutionize this. Like, I swear to you, after I did this, I passed the funded, and then, whatever happened after that happened. Risk management mistakes happened. So, things happen, but yeah, anyways, let's get right into it. So let's start at the beginning of this year, right? In January, well, I started trading in December, right? I was essentially paper trading. To be honest with you, I didn't really quite know what I was doing. I was following TGR's boot camp since like November or October, somewhere around there. I started doing this, and to be honest with you, like, I just got the basics. I didn't really understand exactly what I was doing. I didn't exactly understand what I was targeting. Liquidity sweep or draws on liquidity were very what's the word? Blurry to me. Like, I didn't understand the concept or anything. I just got what I had and took it to the charts, right? And I was like that for 3 months. 3 months. And during those 3 months, to be honest with you, I just ate, dreamed, and just ingested trading content. That's literally all I did for 3 months. Would you believe me if I told you I ate very crappy foods throughout those 3 months? I stopped going to the gym. I ate crappy foods, right? I also started becoming very distant from my family. I started, losing myself in a sense, because my whole personality became about trading. Right. I still have a girlfriend, right? But back then, I was still with my girl, and we became distant, right? She had school, I had this, and I had school, but brother, like, I detached myself from her. Like, I don't know how. Not fully, but like, I made trading a priority over my social life. You know what I mean? And it didn't cost me anything. It's just that, like, trading became my personality. It became my life, right? And you could like listen and hear a bunch of gurus saying, or just a bunch of like self-improvement people saying, oh, you need to be fully into business, and you need to, like, make business your personality and whatnot. And it's cool and all, right? It's motivational, but it comes to a point where if you're a guy that literally makes his, like, it's okay, there's some guys that can work it, right? But if you go to like an extreme where, like, you eat crap and sleep and don't train, and you just eat crap and sleep business, and what you're doing, you're gonna lose yourself for sure. Why? Because you spend all your time in there and you don't have time for yourself, right? And there's people that say, oh, it's because Hamza says that you don't need to take a break. Bro, come on. I respect Hamza, all my love for Hamza, right? But it comes to a point where things get so extreme, right? You need to have some sort of balance or some sort of routine, because balance will never be achieved. You need to have some sort of routine in your life that will maintain you sane, right? That will not cause you to burn out. You need to have some sort of routine in order to make this work, especially with trading. Why? Because trading will cause you emotional stress, mental stress, and don't tell me no. Don't tell me, oh, I got good mindset, right? If you've been in this game for like months and years, it's fine. That's fine. I've only been here for 7 months. That's it. So it's fine. My respects to you. But if you're barely starting and you say, oh, I got this mentality, whatnot, bro, you don't know anything. You don't know what this will do to you. Brother, once you see the green P&L and the red P&L just bouncing in a range, bro, you're cooked. You're literally cooked. But anyways, going back. Before I rant, again, like in the last video, I spent 3 months like that, man. I lost myself. I completely lost myself. And I don't know how, but I passed my account. Actually, you want to know how? I traded during Asia session and I traded a Trump news event. My stop loss was 50 points. 50 points. Trading 2 minis. Go ahead and search up how much that is. On NQ. No, ES, my bad. Because I was trading ES back then. Bro, it was a lot of money. A lot of money. And I ended up making 1.2 off that, my bad. I don't know what Trump said. I guess he said something that like improved the economy. And the market just shot straight up, brother. And then the rest is history, right? I passed my account. I was making all this money. But in reality, I had a strategy, right? But I had no entry. Honestly, like looking back, it was all luck. It was all luck. All luck. Why? Because I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what draws on liquidity was. At least I didn't get a good grasp of it, right? I knew fair value gaps, but I didn't know about certain things, right? And I don't know how I got those payouts, man, but I ended up getting a payout for $1,800, and I felt like I was on top of the world. Why? Because I finally had money. I finally had like essentially 4 figures. It was my first time that I had 4 figures, and oh my God, 4 figures in the bank that were, that were won by me. I made this happen. So you could just imagine the hype and the amount of like emotions that I had. I'm like, I had to get more, right? And again, while I was funded, I still had no real food to eat. I spent all my day inside the house, no sunlight, no gym. I was battling imposter syndrome. I had anxiety. I had depression. And honestly, I had like an internal conflict going on, and brother, like that destroyed everything that I had going on. Everything. What ended up happening next? As you can see, the last video that I have on my account was from March 31st. That was the last video I posted before getting back into it in June. Or May, I don't remember when. But brother, I posted that, and as soon as April came in, I made about 1.5k, 1.7k, and then in the span of like weeks, a week or 2 actually, a week or 2 weeks, I lost it. I lost the funded. Why? Because I would wake up every single day at 8:25 or 8:28, just wake up, literally without a shirt, right? Because my room had no AC. Well, still has no AC, right? But I would wake up at that time and just hop onto the charts and literally just click a button, because honestly, I just wanted to get it over with. And if I lost, I lost, and if I won, I won. No confluences, no entry, no anything to back up my trades. If I saw a long wick up or a long candle up, boom, buy. Long candle down, sell. And then once I made my money or lost my money, I would go back to sleep, wake up later on in the day, and then I would just go outside, or not go outside, but like I would like just walk my dog and then come back inside, and then that would be my day. All day inside. I wouldn't see the sunlight. I wouldn't go to the gym. Nothing. What happened after that? I didn't get my next funded till June. Took me 3 months. 3 months. Dozens of loan accounts. Later. Why? Because I was still trying to recover mentally from what had happened earlier. Anyways. It took me 3 whole months to understand that your life is not supposed to be all about trading. You know? To make trading work, you need to have some sort of balance, just some sort of routine. Why? Because if you have trading on your mind 24/7, right? You're going to get to a point where, you're going to start seeing candlesticks everywhere. And it's going to ruin your psyche, right? It's also going to make you completely just overthink everything, right? And it's going to drive you crazy, man. It's really going to drive you crazy. Right? Because you have no routine, you have nothing. You're going to crash out. Anyways, how did I get out of this? That's the real question. It took me 3 whole months, right? First, I took a break from trading. I took a week off. Cleared my headspace. I started eating real foods again. I started eating good food, not just DoorDash. I started going back to the gym again, took up swimming. I ended up spending more time with family. I ended up spending more time with my girl, more time in church. And that last one's a key factor, I'll tell you that. And what happened? In the span of a week or two, I got funded again. Now, I blew it. It happens. One bad trade goes wrong. It's been a week since that happened. Exactly a week since I blew it funded. But hey, it worked. It really did work. Have a routine, man. Have a routine. If you're starting in trading, man, trust me. Go all in, right? But don't take it to an extreme. Spend an hour and a half or 2 hours on the charts when you're trading. Get off. Get your butt to the gym. Work out. If you have work after. Eat in between. Right? If you don't have work, cool. Spend an hour or two just enjoying yourself, kicking back, watching some TV, watching some Hulu or whatever. Take it easy, man. Take it easy. Trading isn't supposed to be a get rich quick scheme. Oh my God, get rich quick scheme. Have habits, man. Have something to do. Anyways, this is a short video, and I'll catch you guys later.